Hi, everyone. Welcome to Appliance Advisors. I'm Francesco, joined as always by my co-host Dennis. Today, we're going to talk about pro range. Pro range is as a bigger category. So it's obviously a big segment and something that we do a lot with, but let's try to just break it down a little bit. And there's a lot of brands there, a lot of different models. So we're not going to get into so many details, but just the most common and popular brands, and then something that we like about those brands.
Okay, sure. Where do you want to start?
How about we start with Wolf? So Wolf's always certainly been known as, top of the top professional range brand, American made, has been around for a long time. What's one thing that you really like about the Wolf brands?
Reliable,
Okay,
period.
nice and simple. It's easy. So with Wolf, and one thing I'll say is too, with a lot of these brands, certainly dual fuel and all gas, you may see some feature differences between, you definitely will see some feature differences between all gas and dual fuel ranges within these brands. So when I'm talking about Wolf, I'm going to say on their dual fuel range specifically, I really like the Gourmet feature, which is kind of a guided cooking touchscreen feature, really easy to use. But for someone that doesn't really cook well or wants to try some new things, it's picture driven, really easy to use, tells you where to put it, what type of rack to use, where in the oven to put it, where to put the probe. It really does a really nice job of walking you through how to cook maybe some things that you've never done before. So I really like that a lot.
Where do you go next?
Let's talk Miele.
Miele. So with Miele, let me think here. I would say the steam feature.
Okay.
I mean, they've have ranges that have built-in steam.
Yeah, and with the steam burst that you kind of get on
Yes.
those as well, which is really nice and kind of adds that little crust on the
It's
bread.
different.
Or
It's a
crust on
different
top.
feature.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Thermador has one as well, but I mean, I think they really have done a really good job with that.
yeah.
What about you?
So I would say, so I'm going to just change it up a little bit from what I said with the Wolf, because Miele actually has a really nice MasterChef program also that's really good on there. So I'm going to go a little bit different. I'm going to say on their 48-inch range, what I really like with them is they give you some different options there. So most times on the 48, it's kind of like your bigger oven and then a smaller companion oven. I like how Miele gives you a little bit of some flexibility there. So that second oven on their dual fuel, it's actually a speed oven in a warming drawer. So some flexibility there. So I really like the MasterChef, but I'll go something different since it's something
Yeah,
I did
it's
similar.
hard in this category as we continue to talk to really have differentiated features. So you kind of think of the few that they do have.
Exactly, yeah. So how about BlueStar? A little bit of a difference. Yeah.
Yeah. I think ease of use of their culinary gourmet or their interface, I think it's just very intuitive. And I think a lot of people just don't want to be launching a rocket ship when they cook. They just want, straightforward. It's just very intuitive and easy to use.
Yeah, definitely. And a couple things on my end with BlueStar. One, I'll just throw out customization, which is really cool. You can do anything on that. But one thing that's really unique to them that I really like is on their new dual fuel range again, is the burners. I would say almost their burners in general. On their all gas, they have the really nice open burner, which is 25,000 BTU, a lot of power in the center of the pan. But in their dual fuel ranges, they actually still were able to get that 25,000 BTU, but on kind of an X8 burner is what they call it. So kind of 8 star-shaped prongs coming off of it, but really gives you that nice kind of similar to an open burner, but more on a sealed burner dual fuel platform. So I think they did a really nice job there as well.
With you. Move along to Thermador.
All right, let's go Thermador.
I mean, listen, the Star Burner, we kind of talked about BlueStar. I don't know that it knocked it off. It actually did some things differently, might have added to it a bit. But that's always been a strong feature, and it's extra low simmer. And I think that I remind people all the time, all these stoves can boil and simmer 99% of everything you're going to cook. But there are certain people that do. They find themselves using cream sauce or a nervous, like certain recipes they have may break or do a lot of sauces. That extra low simmer is really, really nice. So that intermittent off and on burner is kind of still unique for them. And it just applies heat and then it shuts it off. I think that's kind of unique for them. Still is.
Yeah, that's what I would say. That would probably going to be what I would choose there too. So with Thermador, they do a really nice job with their pro ranges. I would say they're probably the least feature driven of the pro range. So there's not like a lot there.
That platform needs to be refreshed.
Definitely. And
It
I would
will.
say for some people like that really enjoy that simplicity and that really kind of just straight professional look.
Yeah.
A lot of people do like that. So I'd say they're all gas ranges with, high power, 18,000 BTU, the low simmer, like you said, with the intermittent on off. Just that kind of simplistic professional look, I would say is maybe kind of the one thing that people do gravitate
you're
towards
right.
it.
Because I mean, some people, to your point, don't want all that
Right.
tech. And while, as I just said, it's an older platform, um, but still performs well and does the job. So, I mean, I don't know that it's missing anything unless you're somebody that maybe likes more tech.
Yeah, absolutely. Any other brands you want to talk about?
How about SKS?
SKS, definitely. Yeah.
Huge brand, huge, you know, they have a lot of things, whether it's sous vide cooking, they've done uniques, right down to their knobs, where each knob has its own timer. You know, so I kind of like that they've kind of, again, done their own aesthetic, own value, and now just a rebranding right now as well, which isn't really a feature, but I think that a lot of these brands, you know, part of it's once you've kind of earned your way in there, kind of trying to make it a little more subdued. And I've seen some new logos that are about to launch for them, and it's really I think this next gen, they're really kind of hitting their stride in some new tech.
Yeah, and talk about technology. I mean, they're, you know, at the forefront of really all that technology. The control panel, really nice, really easy to use. Some really cool slick features, like you said, with the sous vide. Yeah, thank you. With it, you talk about smart features. They're definitely a brand that has that and is probably doing it better than anybody else to this point. So yeah, absolutely, I love SKS too. So, I mean, there's definitely more brands.
Fisher Paykel.
Fisher
We
Paykel.
have to talk
Yeah.
about. What I like about Fisher Paykel is I think they kind of have something for everybody along the way.
Yeah.
Meaning they're one of those brands that actually has, I don't know, some people might say a faux pro, but you can do a more modern transitional look. They have contemporary, classic, and they're kind of professional but not truly professional series. And then you go right up into their professional series where they've done some unique things with grill sizes and burner sizes. You know, again, another company that's a sleeper for technology. Like, its interface is easy, simple, clean, very intuitive. So I kind of like them for the fact that they can be wherever a customer might be in their buying journey or that part of their life, with options along the way. And stylistically, they have a few different options. So
Yeah, they definitely have a few.
they're kind of a
styles like
sleeper that way, for sure.
I like them too. And in there, it's funny because in like their more classic series, a European style, definitely a little bit more simplistic. In their Pro is where they kind of really actually have put in a lot of that nice technology too, with that 7-inch LCD control panel. You have the full 48-inch induction range there now as well. Even on that Pro, one of the features I do like is even the knobs, just like small things like the color backlit knobs changing colors so you know when the oven's ready to go. So I like that too. So they do some nice kind of unique things there.
I mean, the fit and feel of that, it's pretty well done. They have come a long way in the last 5 years has been their best 5 years in terms of product introduction. And then finally, if we're talking about like the last 5 years and kind of this momentum, we have to touch on Monogram, because I would have told you a dead brand not so long ago. And wow, they've made a total resurgence in terms of fit, feel, finish, tech, style, and the best part is their roadmap's still robust. They still have a lot more to go, but I think they've definitely come into their own in terms of they have the style down. I mean, whether it's knurled handles, the end caps, the customization you can still make onto the range, and just the overall look. I think that's probably the one range that can take on any type of cabinet style or home style. It can kind of look transitional if you wanted to. It can certainly kind of look modern if you dress it up. It can look traditional. If you're somebody that's like really nervous of how is this all going to look with my theme, that's a stove that kind of it morphs and takes on the look of the home really, really easily.
And like you said, like in the Pro range, definitely more that Pro look, but I mean, a lot of really nice designs to kind of soften that big Pro look with the brass knobs and brass handles, and not too much brass too. Exactly.
Yeah, they've hit the right mix of black glass and steel. And I think that's something, either people feel like it's too modern with too much glass, or too traditional with too much steel. I think they're kind of right in the middle. They've done a good job.
So I think that's, those are definitely the major kind of most popular professional range brands. A few things that we like with all of them. There's certainly a lot of options there to look at with all gas, dual fuel, certain features. I mean, there's a lot there, but just some things to at least
and
consider.
Listen, when we wrap this up, we don't carry them all. There's certainly Viking, Jenny Air. I mean, they both, listen, you do your research. They have a ways to go, both of them, but they've been there. I don't even know who else it would really be.
Yeah, I mean, there's some definitely less expensive kind,
like a Z-line, not real pro.
Yeah,
a lot of the Chinese brands, Z-line and whatnot. Yeah, but those are the majors. I think we covered them.
Yeah, that's it for today. Thanks, everyone.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for appliance tips and updates from Miele Appliance.
Your feedback is what shapes our series. Like what you saw? Give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.
Stay informed and inspired on all your appliance needs. This is Appliance Advisors signing off.